In this video, we're going to have a look at how to make a booking, how to cancel a booking, and how to log a flight after you've flown. So, let's say we've got to make a booking for X-Ray Whiskey. We look on the day, so they've got the calendar at the top here, so you can just scroll through, pick a day. I'm just going to pick the 6th of August, just randomly. And let's say we want to make a booking between 12 and 2 o'clock. So I just click around about 12 o'clock on there. That'll automatically bring up this screen, automatically populates yourself in there, and it'll normally just put a 2-hour block in. So you can adjust the length of the block either by increasing the duration here or just by changing the end time here. But we're going to leave it as a 2-hour block. And then we're going to make the flight time about 50 minutes. Important that you do put the an accurate flight time in here, the actual time you intend to be airborne, because we use that to forecast our flight services for the aircraft. So that's all set up. We just hit save, and there's your booking in there. Anything that's booked to yourself will appear green on the booking sheets. So let's say we no longer want that booking, or we want to change the booking. All you need to do is just click on the booking itself. That'll bring it all back up again. You can either modify it, or you can just completely cancel it by hitting delete. One thing to note with this, if you do cancel a booking, if I go to today, which is the 3rd of August, you'll see here this brown line, which is the current time. If any part of your booking that's within the time, so say your booking had started and you delayed a bit because of the weather, but then you're not going to fly, you can't cancel retrospectively any part of the booking. So if you do cancel, all you'll be able to cancel is anything from that moment in time onwards. So you'll just have to cut down the booking except down to the present time. If that makes sense. So going back to moving on now to looking at how we log a flight. So if we hit activities here and then we go to enter, we should have back from flight, which we've got there. You would select the aircraft you're going to log. So let's put Golf Sierra Juliet. In here you'd put what you were doing, pilot and command, let's say in this instance. And then the start and the end time, this is takeoff to landing to the nearest 5 minutes. So let's make that 0840 to 0940. Let's make it 0930. So 50 minutes airborne. Remember, it's near to the nearest 5 minutes. We don't put 31 or 28 or anything like that. It's always to the nearest 5 minutes for our aircraft records. If it was just a normal flight, you just hit standard. If it was an instructional flight, you just hit instruction, and you'd have to put your instructor name in there. And I always say to people, just work vertically down the columns, and then you won't miss anything. So take off. This will pre-populate where the OpenFires thinks the aircraft is. Let's say we just went to Gloucester, so we'll land at Gloucester. We just did one landing. If you did touch and goes, you always have one full stop landing, which is your final landing, and then you put your touch and goes down here. Touch and goes at EGBJ. We do, of course, have an account at Kemble as well. So if you do any touch and goes at Kemble, you don't need to pay for those. Then you just put the number in there, and that'll add it to your bill. Now, should we put any fuel in the aircraft, either before or after flight, you click the relevant box here, and then you add in the literage. It is important, please, if you do put the exact literage in, because that then tallies with the invoices we get from the airport. And also the same thing with any litres of oil that you put in. Important that you do remember the oil, because we do track how much oil the aircraft are using. So that goes in there. If you've done any instrument approaches, number in there. And if there's no defects, I always write nil in there. But if you have got any minor defects that you want to report, put them in there. Anything important that needs addressing, make sure you do contact Russ, our engineering officer so that he's aware. So that's how you log a flight, and then you would hit save, and then that puts it into the system.